I've recently become really concerned about Lolita the orca at the Miami Seaquarium. I wish I had spoken out sooner. I want to give credit to the people that have been for more than a decade, some more than 2 decades, standing outside that place every single Sunday, fighting for Lolita to be released from the Miami Seaquarium. And it's been only recently that I have become incredibly concerned and involved, both by people who have firsthand knowledge of the situation and also reading the USDA report. Lolita has been very sick lately, and from what I've been told by credible insiders, a lot of that has to do with the poor quality food and the care that she's been receiving. It's a miracle she's been able to survive for more than 50 years in that tank. I reached out to my very good friend, Dr. Sylvia Earle, who's a world-renowned oceanographer. I wanted to know how she felt about it. And her first response was that an animal like an orca should never be in captivity. But she wanted to go and take a look at the place for herself. So Sylvia and I went out to the Miami Seaquarium and we walked around, we looked at the different exhibits. We even sat through a few of their shows, their performances, which quite frankly was hard to stomach. I grew up here in Miami going to this aquarium as a little kid on field trips and with my family. We didn't know better then, but we know better now. And so to sit there and watch people cheer and scream while these animals are basically treated with no dignity, no respect, and from what I could see, really inappropriate care. Lolita lives in the smallest tank of any orca in the country and the second smallest in the entire world. After spending some time at this aquarium and seeing it for herself, this is what Dr. Sylvia Earle had to say.
The big wild animals are best at home, out in the wild. It may be that we seem to be having a good time watching dolphins go through their acts, but they're not having a good time.
How did you feel watching that show?
I felt sad for us as humans that we would find entertainment, joy out of putting wild animals, especially animals that are so receptive, that are so intelligent, to such stress, that they get rewarded with food by doing something that we want them to do, but it's not what they would do naturally. And it says something kind of sick about us that we would find that entertaining. Some creatures are somewhat more adaptable to confinement than others. Orcas have no place in an aquarium, unless they're being rehabilitated, they've been injured, and it's a place for them to get back home because we can intercede. Of course, it's not too late to at least put her back in the vicinity of where her family is. It would be the right thing to do for us to try to see if, in fact, we can reunite her. It might not work, but it's got to be a happier fate for her in whatever's left of her life, to give her the opportunity to meet other orcas, especially the orcas that are related to her.
She has a chance right now to find a better place and ultimately a chance to return back to her native waters where her family still lives, where her mother is still alive. There is an actual chance that she could reconnect with her mother. No matter how you look at this, you realize that Lolita's been screwed. She's been screwed out of a life. She was ripped away from her family when she was just 4 years old, and she has been in this tiny tank for more than 50 years of her life. That's longer than a lot of us have even been alive. And we know that now is the time to get her out of there, get her into a better facility, better care, assess her health, and ultimately bring her back to her native waters. I wish I had started campaigning sooner, but it's not too late. Make sure that your voice is heard. Don't support places like this and help us get Lolita out.